Hello, my friends. It is time for my December candle empties. This is a video that I typically like to share with you guys twice a month here on my channel. However, December, shockingly, was a very busy month for me. And even today, you guys, filming this video, this is a little bit out of my norm. I am going to be filming this from behind the camera because we are in that week between Christmas and New Year's, where I am very, very busy decluttering my closets, decluttering the clutter bugs that I live with here. That would be my husband and my 3 children. So yeah, lots of cleaning and whatnot. And truthfully, you guys, I just cannot be bothered to make myself presentable for in front of the camera. So we're getting this type of video today. It's all right to switch it up now and again, but I did finish burning 16 candles in the month of December. So I always like these videos because they kind of give you guys a good idea about candles that I really loved, candles that I just felt like were meh, candles that I would say save your money on. So we've got a mix of all of those here in this video today. So if you like this one, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I'd love to talk about candles here on this channel. I do have a preference for soy wax. I don't really do candle melts. Not that I really don't really do them. I don't do them at all. I'm not a wax melter. Strictly pretty much candles here in my household. But if you like my content, if you feel like you vibe with me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. As always, all of the candles that I'm talking about today, you guys, I will list down below with timestamps. And if I have any affiliate discount codes at any of the companies, those will be listed below as well. But let's go ahead and get on into this video, share with you guys what I finished burning this month. So let's go ahead and start out with an old reliable. Who is surprised to see this one in my empties? Answer, nobody. This is KRINGLE Candles Away in a Manger, which unfortunately has now been a discontinued fragrance. This is their 3-wick format. Fragrance notes on Away in a Manger are juicy orange, mint leaf, lemon, clove bud, rose, cinnamon, nutmeg, musk, vanilla, cashmere woods. Now, this was a cast off when my friend Melanie was creating her reserve vintage pomander with KRINGLE a couple of years ago. This is an amazing orange clove type of fragrance. Yeah, oh man, I can still smell it. So when I got wind that this candle was going to be, I'm going to talk about what you're seeing here in just a minute, but when I got wind that this one was being discontinued or retired, I made sure that when I saw these 3 wicks go on sale that I stocked up. I still have, I believe, 4 of these in my collection. This is a beautiful scent that just pairs so nicely with a lot of tree fragrances. I really love this particularly with another fragrance that you guys will see here in a little bit, but KRINGLE Candles Frosted Dawn, which smells a lot like Bath & Body Works Winter. I had this last night in my candle crock with Cozy Christmas, the 4-wick from KRINGLE. This also goes really nicely with Caramel Sundays Home for Christmas, which again smells like Bath & Body Works Winter. But this also goes really nicely with a lot of cranberry scents. I burned it with cranberry. This one actually I still feel like is a great scent going into January because it's very juicy orange with that clove. This is a very nice winter orange fragrance. I tend to like citrus, but in my mind, there's a difference between like a summer orange fragrance and a winter orange. Winter oranges tend to have a little bit more spices mixed with them, and that's what I get with this fragrance. So I don't think it'll be coming back, in another form just because they still have vintage pomander, and I think that that's the orange pomander scent that KRINGLE is going to keep moving forward. But I love this one. Now, what we're looking at here, I did tell you guys that this was in the crock. So strength and throw on this one, you guys, was actually very good for me. However, I did run into the issue with the 3 wicks where once the wax got to about this level right here, the wicks pittered out on me and they didn't want to light again. But there was still a decent enough that I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the crock. You guys know I don't typically like to use candle crocks, but I put this in the crock for the last 2 days and extracted more fragrance. Honestly, I probably could have kept going, but I felt like I wanted to go ahead and clear this one out. Like I said, I still have 4 in my collection. And so while I took it out of the crock this morning, I just decided to go ahead and dump the wax because what I do is I actually pass a lot of these vessels along to a local florist to be able to reuse the glass. So Away in a Manger, yes, love, love, love that one. Here's another fragrance, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. This was so sad. You guys, this was my very last Bath and Body Works candle that I have in my collection. I no longer have any more Bath and Body Works candles in my collection. This is my beloved Winter White Woods. Fragrance notes on Winter White Woods are glistening icicles, dried cedarwood bark, spiced sandalwood. I have a feeling that this might be from 2022, maybe. So last year, my friend McKenna from the Joyful Candles, she actually sent this to me from her collection because she knows how much I like this fragrance. The last time I saw it return was in 2023. It did not return in 2024 nor in 2025. I hope Bath and Body Works rectifies that. Although, ideally, what I would like to see is either Kringle or Caramel Sundays come up with this exact fragrance in their 100% soy wax formula. So, Winter White Wood, you guys, oh my gosh, this is just such an incredible fragrance. This to me reminds me a lot of Christmas tree lots when I was growing up. Now we're going to address that burn there in just a minute. But the fragrance on this, you guys, I wish Bath and Body Works would bring this. In fact, it was funny. My friend Greg over at All About Candles, he talked about this because I had told him privately. I said, I didn't buy anything um, from the Bath and Body Works Candle Day this year. However, if they would have brought this one back, I would have bought like 10 of them. I love this scent that much. It's very nostalgic to me. Again, a fragrance that you could probably still take into January. It's woody, it's warm, it's got the sweetness, but the sweetness is coming from like a spice note um, as opposed to like a sweet sugary type of thing. So this one was also really strong for me, you guys. Really, really strong. Like I had this burning in the open concept, and this was a solid 9.5. Now, what you're going to see happened here. So off in the distance here, you see an empty, that gold vessel right there. That is an empty. I'll talk about it for a Caramel Sundays candle. And I have been repurposing that vessel kind of as a hurricane. I'll show it, actually, I'll just show it real quick here. So like this fits in here, right? So I was burning it on my shelf and it got a little bit too hot. This wick right here started to drift over, and that is what happened. So I saw that on the first burn and I thought, okay, Katie, you can't do that. It really wasn't necessary. It was more for the design aesthetic that I liked it. I liked that gold vessel, but I did decide not to burn it in that vessel going forward. And this truthfully was strong enough, not needing that. But so sad, you guys. This is my very last Bath and Body Works candle that I had in my collection, and it was a good one. And if Bath and Body Works ever brings that fragrance back, I will definitely purchase more. Now, another Kringle candle that I finished burning is Snow Walk. So this one was sent to me in PR way back in September. We have fragrance notes of vanilla, peppermint, white chocolate, sandalwood, and musk. This was a distinctly like winter time fragrance to me. And yeah, this one's really good, you guys. This is a peppermint fragrance, but what I get more so in this fragrance is white chocolate. I get white chocolate. The peppermint and vanilla are very soft. This is a very, very well done candle. I feel like this one maybe was a little bit underrated in their 2025 Christmas lineup. Now, I was burning this with the Country Candle Peppermint and Hot Cocoa, I think, or Peppermint and Cocoa. I think it's just called Peppermint and Cocoa. I was burning that, you guys. That's a fantastic combination. So if you have this fragrance in your collection and you have Peppermint and Cocoa, which I hope Kringle will transition that fragrance into their like normal Kringle lineup next year, because that's a fantastic scent. But yeah, that combo, you guys, was really nice. Now, that being said, Peppermint and Cocoa is a really strong candle for me. Snow Walk is a little bit softer, you guys. This is a fragrance that I burned particularly here in my master bedroom to complement the Peppermint and Cocoa. This fragrance, I would say it's about a 6 in terms of strength and throw in this 2-wick format. It does really well here in the bedroom, but not as well in an open concept. I feel like the fragrance gets a little bit lost out there. It's a little bit softer fragrance, but I do like it. Am I clamoring to get more of it? No, not really, but I would consider repurchasing it in the future to complement, like I said, that peppermint and cocoa. I actually was really enjoying this fragrance right after the holidays, because peppermint to me is still kind of clean, but wintry at the same time. All right, I have a Caramel Sundays candle here. This is Candy Cane Cookies. We had fragrance notes here of baked snickerdoodle cookies, crushed peppermint, cinnamon butter, and powdered sugar. Most of these, you guys, I do have dedicated reviews on. In fact, I think so far, all of the ones I've talked about, I have dedicated reviews on. I have different candle review playlists, you guys. I do have just like one candle review playlist, but I do also have them broken down by brand. So if you ever want to check out my playlist, I have one for KRINGLE, I have a Caramel Sundays playlist, I have HOMEWORX, I have Bath and Body Works, I believe. So you can find my candle reviews there, but I think all of these I have reviews on. So candy cane cookies, I purchased this, I think this was in the November restock for Caramel Sundays. And here's the thing with this one, you guys. I think a lot of people were anticipating that this would smell like Bath and Body Works peppermint sugar cookie. It's not. This is more of a snickerdoodle forward fragrance with a hint of peppermint in the background. This was a nice candle. Is it one that I see myself repurchasing? No. I liked it. I finished it. Now, here's the other thing you're going to see. It got kind of weird there at the end. Now, that being said, you guys, I do tend to just kind of let my candles when they are at the end go off. I don't know what happened here, other than all I can think is that maybe the wax got a little too hot, because I did have this in, I think I had it in like a candle holder inside of a hurricane, and I think it got a little bit too hot. And so I think the wax like kind of just discolored there. The fragrance didn't alter at all, though. The fragrance was still the same. But this one's not going to be a repurchase for me, but it performed decently for me. I would give Strength and Throw on this one anywhere between a 6 and a 7. But I, again, preferred pairing that with my, what did I, oh goodness, great, smoke alarm. Hold up. All right, sorry about that interruption. We had the smoke alarm going off. You know, everybody's home. Wild things can happen in this house, but everybody's fine. So, honestly, you guys, I forgot where I was at. So let's just go ahead and pick up with a new candle here. Let's go ahead and talk about one of my beloveds from HOMEWORX. This is the fragrance Winter Fireside. So you can see in there, finished burning all the way down. This is the fragrance that I really loved pairing with Bath & Body Works Winter White Woods. Fragrance notes on Winter Fireside are sultry incense, smoked firewood, rich clove buds, mulled spices. This was the very first, not this specific one, but this was the very first HOMEWORX fragrance that I ever bought. I love this scent, you guys, particularly around Christmas. I know it's a great winter scent. It's a winter scent. It's very hearth-like, but you get that clove in there. You get the spices, a little bit of smokiness from the incense, but this is not like bonfire type of smokiness. I just love this scent so much. This one was another good performer for me. I would say this one was probably about like an 8 in terms of strength and throw. This is a fragrance that I repurchase every winter. It is now out of stock, but mark my words, next year when it becomes available again, Harry, you can never discontinue this one. I love this fragrance. I will definitely repurchase it. Now, one of my other candles that I repurchase year after year, you guys, this is Yankee Candles Home for the Holidays. Now, this is in the paraffin wax formula. I believe I've had this one now for at least 2 years. Home for the Holidays, I also have in their new like soy blend wax. I have 2 of them. I'm going to tell you guys, I don't get great performance from those. I actually I had like the Alumalid and in a candle sleeve, and they still really struggled for me, you guys. I burned those primarily in bedrooms, and they were still very, very light. However, this one in the paraffin wax, while it got lower down here, it struggled a little bit to throw in terms of when I had it lit. So I did go ahead and throw it into my candle crock, and let me tell you, when I put it in my crock, it really threw, like really, really through well. Yeah, that, so I might just do that next year with the other 2 that I have in my collection. I did see that there's a brand called That Candle Place that they have a Home for the Holidays dupe. So I might purchase that next year, you know, again, unless any other brands that I frequently shop from come up with a dupe for that. But you guys all know this is my number one Christmas scent because this is the fragrance that my mom burned when I was a kid. It's just extremely nostalgic to me. So I did have this in my crock. Like I said, it did really well in there. However, I do find with paraffin wax, when I put it in a crock, there comes a point where I start to smell that paraffin wax. And so that's when I, of course, go ahead and pull it. But yeah, very, very nostalgic fragrance for yours truly here, and I will definitely be repurchasing. Now let's go ahead and talk about another Caramel Sundays candle. This is Holiday Sweets. Fragrance notes on this one are warm cinnamon buns, gooey vanilla marshmallows, and sweet vanilla pine. Now this one to me, you guys, was a really good cinnamon roll fragrance, particularly if you like the aspect of like the yeasty bread quality. There is sweetness in there. Like I do get some of the kind of like, it's more of like a marshmallowy vanilla topping. I appreciate that they didn't try to do a cream cheese frosting, because I've talked about how sometimes I feel like when brands try to put a frosting note, particularly with cake notes, it can ruin it for me because it pulls a little lactonic to my nose. But this one was really good. It wasn't backup worthy for me. In fact, I know that they released this in a 4-wick in their most recent restock. I did not pick that up in the 4-wick because I felt like I got enough out of this one. This actually paired really nicely with KRINGLE Candles Christmas treats. I really liked that pairing because Christmas treats kind of had like, it reminded me of like the filling on like a cinnamon roll. So I felt like they complemented each other well. But I just didn't feel like I needed more. I did not detect much vanilla pine in this one. This was just definitely a good gourmand scent, but a one and done for me. And then another Caramel Sundays candle that I finished burning was Winter Woods. I don't have the fragrance notes right in front of me, but spoiler alert, I did purchase this in the 4-wick in the most recent Caramel Sundays restock. I did also order this for my sister and had it sent to her. I've talked about this in a couple of videos now. My sister is one of those people who does not burn a lot of candles. She's actually very much on the non-tox train. She won't burn Bath and Body Works. She's very, very fragrance sensitive. And so what was it? In the November restock, they had a fragrance Winter Flannel, which was a dupe for Bath and Body Works Sweater Weather, which my sisters always loved that fragrance. And being that Caramel Sundays is a clean brand, they meet like all of the qualifications. I went ahead and sent that to her. And I know I've talked about this in a couple of my Caramel Sundays reviews, but I will tell you, this is coming from my sister, again, who is very conscientious about that kind of stuff. She says that candle does not give her a headache. It smells really good. She has one of those really high-end air filters, or like air purifiers. And just like Sierra had posted on the Caramel Sundays stories probably about a month ago now, there was nothing going off that was like alerting her air purifier that the air was dirty or whatnot. So Caramel Sundays does pass the test, you guys. If you have people in your life who are very, very concerned about that type of stuff, they pass the test. So anyways, that being said, I did send her a Winter Woods. You guys, I love this scent so much. You get baked apple, but you get some spices in there. You get a little bit of tree, but it's more like outdoorsy tree. It's not super cold, crisp winter air. This is a cozy fragrance to me because of that baked apple and the spices, but this is not gourmand. I mentioned in my review of this that this kind of reminds me a little bit of like the same vibe you get from, say, They're Always Autumn, which is like Bath and Body Works Autumn, or Leaves. That, you know, there's an apple note in that, but then there's also like some outdoor foliage type of vibe going on with it. And I feel like Winter Woods is, while it's not the same fragrance as those at all, it's in that same category of like, there's an apple, but this is like the winter cousin to like Always Autumn or something like that. Oh, love this one. Yes, I did repurchased it in a 4-wick, and you will see that in my Caramel Sundays haul, which I did just get notification this morning that my order has shipped. All right, I'm going to move this a little bit closer here. All right, so that way I can scoot closer. You guys, I'm only like 5'2.5", so I don't really have a very long wingspan. So I'm trying to make sure that I can reach all of these without banging into the candle thing, or not the candle thing, the camera. What would this be? Tripod or whatnot? All right, let's go ahead and talk about this vessel here really quickly. Now I'm not, oh, you know what? See, you can see my little beads that I put in there. I put those in there, you guys, because I am repurposing this vessel, which I will tell you what it is, as a hurricane, kind of like I showed you earlier with that Bath and Body Works candle. But there is a little like ridge in here. So I have to put something in there to kind of even out the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and dump these real quick so that way I can show you exactly what fragrance this was. This was the Holiday. It had fragrance notes of cinnamon, clove, cedarwood, balsam, berry, and baked cookies. You guys, this was a fantastic fragrance. I would say next to their truffle butter cookie, this is probably one of the strongest caramel sundaes candles that I have burned to date. This was available in the December restock. It stuck around a little bit longer than I thought it would. Did I purchase another one? Yes, I did. So I'm giving you guys all the spoilers here for my Caramel Sundaes restock video. But yes, I did go ahead and buy a backup of this because while I feel like this is a good holiday fragrance, I actually feel like this scent would be really great year round if you are somebody who just loves good gourmands. Not as versatile to me as Bakery on Main, which is just a good vanilla cupcake fragrance. But this scent would be really good. I would think even going all the way through Valentine's Day. There's a little bit of a berry note in here with sugar cookie. This actually reminds me a little bit of Yankee Candle's Christmas Eve. So if you like that fragrance, if this one returns next year, I would go ahead and grab it. But again, I really love this vessel. I also have this vessel in Bakery on Main. This is a great one to repurpose. Like I said, I can throw my other candles in there. You can see that I still have these little beads in here. These are just little like glass beads, you guys, that I put in there. I get them on Amazon. But yeah, I loved that fragrance. Really, really strong for me, you guys. Almost a 10, I would say, in terms of strength and throw, because I remember I had it lit in the what was it, in my living room, and you could definitely smell it all the way over here in the master bedroom. Also, just wanted to pan over. Look who I have helping me here. Hi, Ruby. You want to say hello? This is my 13-year-old female ginger named Ruby. We've had her since she was a kitten. Pretty girl right there. She is helping me film. So, all right, let's go ahead and talk about more of these candles. All right, no surprise here. Here's another one that I finished burning this month. It was the 50-ounce vessel of SNIF's Old Saint Wick. I mentioned that I initially purchased this in their 8.5-ounce vessel and immediately knew that I wanted it in the larger vessel. Now I'm going to go ahead and set that down so I can take the lid off of this because I feel like I'm going to be messing everything up there. But yeah, it comes with a lid. So you can see it burned all the way down here. SNIF is also another clean brand. Their formula is not 100% soy wax. I think it's like a coconut wax blend. Old Saint Wick, you guys, this is just, it's hard for me to describe it. This is just such an incredible, versatile tree fragrance. I was really feeling the tree fragrances this year. Honestly, you guys, it is taking everything within me right now. I have, I did a return at SNIF, so I have $46 in a gift card, like as store credit with them, as well as right now, I have like $64 in rewards points because SNIF's rewards are incredible. And it's taking everything within me. I don't know if I want to go in. It's not that, I don't know. I want another one of these, but this is definitely distinctly Christmas tree to me. So I would not burn this fragrance. Sorry, you guys, it's getting a little bit heavy. I would not burn this fragrance any other time other than like the holiday season. So right now I'm toying between, do I want to get it in this fragrance or do I want to pick up a 4-wick of the fragrance Sweet Ash? Because I'm really liking that one. I have it in the perfume and I also have it in their laundry care and I am loving that scent. So yeah, I'm just trying to debate what do I want to do. But anyways, you guys, Old Saint Wick, highly, highly recommend this one. I would repurchase it, but I would repurchase it in this 4-wick vessel, you guys. This was a really strong 9.5 in terms of strength and throw for me. I will say that at the middle point, the wicks did start to slow down a little bit. And of course, you guys know that always makes all of us candle burners nervous because in 3-wick formats, say like with Bath & Body Works, we know that that's usually the harbinger that a candle is going to dud out on us, that the wax is either going to start to smell sooty or it's just not going to throw as well. And so it always makes me nervous. I posted on my Instagram stories the other day that I started to experience that with Kringle Candles Cozy Christmas, their 4-wick. However, that one, as well as this one, the fragrance never altered. It still continued to have good strength and throw. So I would just say maybe sometimes on these 4 wicks, I know some of us, I think we're just so accustomed to panicking when we see those wicks slow down. I will say on a 2 wick or a 3 wick, I do notice decreased strength and throw, but on a big 4 wick vessel like this, I don't. So, anyways, you guys, if you are interested in this candle, if it goes on sale at some point, grab it. It is backup worthy for me. Like I said, at this moment, I'm just debating, do I want to spend my SNIF money on a backup of Old Saint Wick because I have a feeling that they'll bring it back next year, but then watch, maybe they won't. No, I feel like it's a staple. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Should I get a backup of that or should I try out some different fragrances? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. All right, let's look at what's right in front of me here. Again, I'm going to move this, I think, a little bit closer and try to angle my camera a little bit differently. Wow, this is definitely a very different video than I typically like to film, but oh well. It just is what it is. We're hitting the camera, doing all sorts of things. All right, you guys. So this is a HOMEWORX candle. This is from the Elton John collaboration. I think I'm going to set this down again because this is a really beautiful vessel. This is their, I think it's called Woodside Holiday Traditions. So I went through 2 of these, so you can see the red one down there as well. I'm not going to pick that one up and show it to you because it's pretty much the exact same thing. Woodside Holiday Traditions has fresh orange pomander, fir balsam, amber, and cinnamon bark. So this is the one that I bought in 2024, and then I bought this one, I want to say around Black Friday for 2025. No, before then, because I had this burning at Thanksgiving. Yeah, I bought that probably in early November, maybe. I think there was some type of sale going on. Anyways, this fragrance, you guys, very, very similar to Nest Holiday, which we know Harry Slatkin is married to Laura Slatkin. Laura Slatkin was the founder of Nest. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sharing of fragrance secrets there. But yeah, this one burned all the way down for me, you guys. There were 6 wicks on this candle. Burned very, very well, you guys. This is a beautiful fragrance. I would repurchase this. I wish that Harry would make this fragrance available, though, in like one of the 4 wicks, because this vessel is very difficult to store, and that's why I didn't buy any backups of it, because it just takes up so much room, and again, it's difficult to store. But I would like him to release this this fragrance, as well as a lot of the Elton John fragrances, in his 4-wick 18-ounce vessels, because I feel like that price point is a little bit more accessible to a lot of people. I think this one I got on sale for like $80, which, here's the other thing I'm going to say. This fragrance smells a lot like Nest Holiday. The single wick 8-ounce vessels of Nest Holiday, I think those were going for like $50 now. And again, those are 8 ounces of wax, whereas this is, I think, 50 ounces is the amount of wax on these. Let me double check. It might be, yeah, 50 ounces of wax. And again, this was about $80 on sale at QVC. This was a QVC exclusive. So, you know, I feel like for the bang for the buck, if you like the smell of Nest Holiday, then get the Woodside Holiday Traditions if that comes back next year. I don't even know if it's still on the website. Might still be on the QVC website. Maybe I should go on there and look for it. Like, there's part of me that doesn't want to buy backups because I'm always like trying to be conscientious of the size of my candle collection. But then there's the other part of me that's like, no, but I know that I love that fragrance. But I never know what's coming down the line. So I don't know. I probably won't buy a backup just because I'm trying to be conscientious, but I don't know. What should I do, you guys? All right. Speaking of candles that I do have a backup of, this is Caramel Sundays Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser. Fragrance notes of cypress, evergreen, cedar, balsam, and vanilla. Now, you're like, what is going on here? Once again, when this candle finished burning, you guys, I tried to get out as much of the wax as possible because, like I said, I give these empty vessels to a local florist. And so I'm going to have to do this one again. I'm going to probably take my hairdryer to it to just melt the rest of the wax and kind of wipe it out and clean it out for her. But we all know, you guys, this was one of my favorite fragrances of the year, as was the SNIF Old Saint Wick. Love this tree fragrance. Now, that being said, I have said this numerous times, you guys, my fragrance preferences when it comes to tree scents, I like warm, woody, sweet tree fragrances. I don't necessarily want ones that are overly piney. I don't really like a fresh outdoorsy accord with it. So I am just going to say, if you are somebody who likes fragrances more like Kringle candles, juniper, and laurel, which I like that fragrance, but that to me is more of like a sophisticated tree scent. That to me doesn't really scream like authentic Christmas tree. There's just some other things going on there that, like I said, it's a sophisticated scent. I like it. But if you're just wanting like a good, warm, woody, fresh cut tree scent in your house, then this is the type of fragrance to go for. But again, if you don't like woody tree scents, if you don't like almost borderline sappy Christmas tree scents, this is not going to be for you. But I love this one. Really, really great fragrance. And I bought 2 of these in the November restock. So I only finished burning through one of these 4 wicks. My friend Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds, she gifted me her 2 wick of this. So I now have 1 full 4 wick and about half of a 2 wick left in my collection for next year. Now, finally, just want to let you guys know there's 2 Kringle candles that I finished burning. This is Frosted Dawn. This was sent to me in PR. This is part of their Winter Flight collection. I don't believe that this one's currently part of the sale going on after Christmas. Frosted Dawn has fragrance notes of mulled fruit, fir needle, lemon peel, clove, cinnamon bark, maple, balsamic frankincense, musk, and smoky vanilla. I actually finished burning this one last night. I was burning this alongside Cozy Christmas. Um, as many reviewers and myself have said, this smells very, very similar to Bath & Body Works Winter. If you're looking for a Bath & Body Works Winter alternative in Kringle's lineup, I'm going to point you to Frosted Dawn. Cozy Christmas is also in that vein, but Cozy Christmas I actually like a little bit more. There's a little bit more of an orange note in that. I will say on this one, I think the difference that I noticed between this and Winter, which I like both of them, the longer that this one burned, the closer it got down to the bottom, I actually started to detect more of that frankincense note. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But really, really well done fragrance. I hope that they keep this one around. I think that they've got a real winner in this one. Maybe they will put it in the 4 wick, but truthfully, you guys, the 2 wick performed really well for me. 2 wick, I got about a strength and throw anywhere between like a 7.5 and an 8. Really great scent. I would consider repurchasing it in the future. And then finally over here, you guys, is a 4 wick that I went through in no time because I burned this a lot last week. This is a 4 wick of the classic fragrance Christmas. I'm trying to pop this lid off here without breaking anything. So let's see. Yep, nice clean burn all the way down. Christmas has fragrance notes of Siberian fir needles, cedarwood, musk, sandalwood, and wood. You guys, this is Kringle's #1 selling fragrance. Bar like across the board. This is just their #1. Once again, a warm, woody, sweet fragrance. Now, my friend Amy, this one is not her favorite because she says she almost detects something kind of sappy in here. I get what she's talking about, but again, this is right in line with my type of tree fragrance. Really, really like it. This one will be available, and I would definitely purchase it in the 4 wick. Again, good strength and throw out of this one, you guys. Good solid 9. Filled up the open concept areas of my house. So definitely would repurchase it. So that's 15 candles that I showed you. The last candle that I wanted to say that I finished was, well, I didn't quite finish it. It broke. If you caught one of, I think it was one of my candle chats. I sat down to film, and my 4 wick of Caramel Sundays Perfect Christmas fell off and broke. So I'm including that in my empties. It was such a sad, sad sight that happened. It was performing beautifully for me until that had happened. But yeah, those are the 16 candles that I finished burning this month. So now I am going to clean these out. Either keep like in the Caramel Sundays holiday here. I'm going to go ahead and keep this vessel and use it as a little hurricane for some of my smaller vessels. I can also pop some Kringles in there too, like some of these 2 wicks. I'll pop in there every once in a while. You know, I'll just like turn the label around or whatnot. They don't quite fit all the way in, but this does fit other Caramel Sundays. So I might do that. But yeah, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and clean these out, move these along to the florist. Hopefully this week, while I am reorganizing and decluttering, what I also have on my list is to reorganize my candle collection. And before I put everything away, I think I might film for you guys my entire candle collection. That's going to be broken up into a series of videos among different brands, but I'll have a HOMEWORX video. I'll have Caramel Sundays and SNIF. and then probably Kringle. Kringle I might have to split into two videos because I feel like that is the largest element of my collection. So I think that's about it, ma'am. Do you have anything more to say about this? No, she does not. She's been a good girl sitting here with me filming this. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go on out of here. Again, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what you finished burning this month. And until my next one, you guys, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.